You're listening to the Astromommy Daily Horoscope, a forecast that hopes to shine a light in the dark, helping us all see where we've been, where we are, and where we're going. Whether you're a first-time listener or a long-time subscriber, thanks for being here. I truly appreciate you being in the Astromommy community, and I hope you enjoyed today's horoscope and card reading. Without further ado, here is the Daily Horoscope. Mars enters Cancer, and 8, Strength. Strong emotions may lead to fights. Stay calm. Daily Horoscope check-in for Wednesday, September 4th, 2024. Good morning, friends. Today could be super challenging. We have a pretty intense dynamic playing out this afternoon that could send some people on an emotional spin-out. I won't be surprised if my kids are unruly, over-emotional, and difficult today. Hopefully, I will be able to manage the inevitable temper tantrums. Thank goodness I have a heads up. Okay, let's get into the astrology. Today's transits, all times are in Eastern Time unless mentioned otherwise. Early in the morning at 6:36 a.m., the moon in Virgo formed a trine to Uranus in Taurus retrograde, symbolizing something swiftly coming in out of the blue that may have changed your plans, but in a good way. I have a perfect example of this. Last night, my dance teacher had a plan of which dances he wished to teach me, but once we started dancing, the music took us to new places, and we ended up dancing a whole different set of dance styles than what was on the agenda. His plans were disrupted, yes, but it turned out to be a great lesson. So in the end, it was positive. This is an example of the moon in Virgo trine Uranus. Virgo may have the best of plans, but Uranus in Taurus knows the unexpected places where the passion can lead you. It's our job to roll with it. And even though this transit happened this morning and not yesterday, it just goes to show that transits may manifest before, during, or after their moment of exactitude. So expect something unexpected that completely screws up your plans, but in a good way today. Or maybe you're like me, and this archetypal combo already tangoed into your life yesterday. By mid-morning, the Virgo moon will oppose Neptune in Pisces retrograde, and we may feel a pull towards something very creative and then a pull towards something mundane. This may leave us in a wrestling match all day, wanting to flow with our artistic desires and get swept away by the past or the future, but having to perform our daily chores or tasks and stay in the moment. Will we give in to the dreamy music and rhythmic chanting of Neptune's endless waves, or will we choose to focus on the details of the here and now? How this plays out entirely depends on who you are and how this transit affects you personally. Starting at noon, we have a very swift set of transits of the moon, one after the other. First, the Virgo moon perfects a square to Mars, then 6 minutes later, she performs a trine to Pluto, followed by her ingress into Libra at 12:11 p.m. This is a really fast set of transits occurring over 11 minutes, so let's break them down. Moon square Mars can mean frustration, angry outbursts, and irritability. There are things we want to have happen, and we are not afraid to fight to have our way. People's tempers could be running hot. The Virgo moon does not like to have to change her plans, but with fiery Mars and Gemini scattering her energy, things may be pissing her off. Or there could just be the feeling like there are just too many things to get done today, like the list just never ends. Or maybe someone says something that is offensive and that sets you off. Try to cool down. Maybe do something artistic or go for a swim, a walk in nature, or listen to some calming Native American flute music. This is one of those instances where the escape offered by Neptune's seduction may work in our favor. Right after the moon squares Mars, she forms a trine to Pluto in Capricorn retrograde, and this may feel like a gust of wind hitting you so hard that it literally pushes you. Feelings may erupt like sonic waves breaking barriers. We won't be able to stop them. The moon trine Pluto can be healing in that deep emotions come rushing to the surface, but with the moon square Mars at the same time, and Mars teetering on the edge of entering Cancer, his fall, this is a bomb waiting to explode. Watch out for landmines with this one. Thankfully, the moon will enter the calm, diplomatic, peace-loving Libra at 12:11 p.m. and hopefully be able to mediate between the hotheads today, attempting to keep the peace. You may find yourself playing referee, or you may notice that someone else is stepping in between your fountain of rage and someone else's. It will all be about playing fair and being nice, and those two things may be harder to come by today. Besides being diplomatic, the moon in Libra loves partnerships, friendships, and doing things with other people, so you may find yourself drawn towards social events, luncheons, or playdates. If the moon square Mars represents a domestic fight, then the moon going into Libra is good for making up and finishing the day off with romance instead of arguments. In the afternoon at 1:58 p.m., Mars in Gemini will form a quincunx to Pluto in Capricorn retrograde, meaning that whatever erupted from the depths was unwelcome and perhaps left a bad taste in your mouth. Perhaps things were said out of anger and it's hard to forgive and forget. This transit causes a change or a separation from what we want to feel stimulated by and what we are genetically programmed to do. The last transit of the day is Mars ingressing into Cancer at 3:46 p.m. Cancer is the sign where Mars is said to be in his fall because Cancer is all about giving life, nurturing, and mothering, but Mars represents death, destruction, and tearing things down aggressively. So Cancer is a space in the heavens where Mars feels like he doesn't belong. It's too emotional, too moody, and too wet. The fire of Mars gets soaked while in Cancer, and although Mars's heat cannot entirely be snuffed, it is hard to ignite a damp fuel, and instead it sputters, hisses, and whines, and doesn't want to perform because it feels it will fail. One of the great things about Mars and Cancer natives, though, is their passionate drive to fight for what they feel strongly about and to protect their families. Because Cancer is a water sign whose symbol is the crab, when Mars in Cancer feels threatened, they may hide inside of their shells. But be careful, for they could still nip at you or try to stab you in your soft spots if you get too close. So I expect emotions to be very high today. People could lash out or get their feelings hurt easily. There could be the desire to escape from the confrontations or forget our duties. But remember, Saturn yesterday asked us to commit to something. So my best advice when the astrology gets aggressive like this is to not quit on a bad day. Things may be tough today. People may be hard to please. In ancient Sanskrit, the planets were called grahas, which translates to grabbers, because the archetypes grab you, and this could be very apparent today. If not within your personal sphere, then with drivers on the road, people in the grocery store, or trolls online, etc. Do your best to not get grabbed. The Tarot card. Let's see what the cards have to say. Please upgrade your subscription to listen to the card reading. If you seek knowledge and enlightenment, the Astromummy newsletter may be right for you. Side effects of reading or listening to the Astromummy newsletter are common and include joy, jubilation, delight, happiness, gratitude, love, triumph, feeling in tune with the universe, experiencing deep insights, reflections, and contemplations, a lightened soul, a lighter step, feeling awake when others are asleep, illuminated, enlightened, having spiritual experiences, noticing repeating numbers, animals in nature, or songs on the radio that speak to you, getting vibes, clairvoyance, clairaudience, and clairsmellience, feeling like you know secret language, biophilia, crying tears of joy, emotional literacy, feeling lively, stable, exalted, having an auric glow, or feeling like you woke up on the right side of the bed have all been reported. If you purchase anything through the affiliate links that I provide in the newsletters, I will make a very small commission. Thanks for listening.